With over 400 celebrity interviews and tons of pop culture nerdiness, Too Opinionated is a safe haven for your inner geek. Find us at meistercon.com or on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. And please subscribe. It would really help us out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got singer, songwriter, Sheva Elliot with me. So welcome, Sheva.
Thank you.
Sheva's a fun name to say.
Is it good? I'm glad.
Yeah,
I hope a lot of people are saying it soon.
Yeah, that's a good musical name.
Oh, good. Yeah, it has some melody.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So, Sheva, I usually start this way. Talk a little bit about what got you into music. You know, what made you want to become a singer, and how did that get started?
Okay, so I like to always answer this question by saying, I think music chose me, you know? It's just something I can't explain. I started singing when I was 4 years old, you know?
Yeah.
I had my first voice teacher when I was 4 years old. I asked my dad for a guitar pretty soon after, and I obviously didn't know how to play it, but I would just kind of strum nonsense and make rhymes. So yeah, I guess I thank the muse for picking me up early, you know?
Well, that's pretty good for a parent to buy a guitar when you're 4. Because you know at that age, the chances are it's just going to get wrecked.
Yeah, you know, it disappeared. I'm pretty sure my mom gave it away because she didn't think it was girly enough to have a guitar.
Mm.
You know, so
Yeah.
they put me on the piano instead, and I was already rebellious, so I never practiced.
Do you play piano now?
I do play piano now. I write and play pretty much by ear. I have like a very small theoretical knowledge. For the life of me, I still don't know the minor scale completely. So shout out to anyone who wants to teach me. But yes, I do play piano now.
I'm jealous of anyone that can play by ear. I think that's so difficult. But people that can do it, it's like you hear it and then repeat it. It amazes me every time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of jealous of like the real music school grad nerds, but you know, grass is always greener, right?
There's something to be said about kind of self-teaching.
Yeah.
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 I heard Jimmy.
Well, so when you're writing, when you're making songs, you know, how does that work? Is it an idea comes, so you just immediately start working on it, or do you sit down and try to think of
things? A lot of the times, again, it's like just this mystical process, right? Like I suddenly will get struck with a melody or some like a rhyme, you know, but if I'm like going through something or anything that has struck me in my daily life, I'll just I'll kind of start bopping around in my head, weaving the experience together in lyrics and then see what comes, you know. But there are some times where it'll all just kind of flood in, the music and the melody. I mean, the lyrics and the melody, and then I just have to kind of put it in a voice note. I have a million voice notes, and then, you know,
I know. How did we do it before we got the phone that you just carry around with? You'd have to write all that. You'd have to have a notebook.
I guess you'd have to like, well, I don't know, depending how far back we go, but when did those portable tape recorders come out? You know, like with the actual tapes?
Yeah. Well, they were around when I was little, so a while ago.
I would have probably had to buy one of those.
I had those, and we would that's how we'd get our songs off the radio. You know, you'd record them on those little cassette tapes off the radio. The problem was DJs always talk over the front of the song. So, you know, you want that song for later, and then you got some bozo talking through the first 15 seconds of it.
Better than the bozos on TikTok. Am I allowed to say that?
You are. Are you on TikTok?
Unfortunately, I am. But can I tell you something funny about my TikTok?
Yeah.
So my grandma, I posted some videos of her on TikTok, and she actually went viral. So I am now in her shadow on my own TikTok.
That's hilarious.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Is she posting stuff herself now?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. She has no idea. She screams at Siri, you know, like she doesn't know how to deal with the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. My parents are the exact same way. They think I am like a technical genius, and I don't know anything. Normally I'm having to go to the kids and ask them how to do something, and then I'll go try to do it for them.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. TikTok, I'm on there and I'll post clips from the show, but it's mostly just me checking everybody else's stuff out. I mean, I'm definitely not a dancer. That's very intimidating.
I have not dipped my toes into the TikTok dances, but I don't think I'm going to. I'll let you know if I do.
But you've got an easy in though. You're writing music. You could just put clips of you singing or strumming or whatever you're doing.
I know. I should do more of that.
Yeah, you've got an easy in. You see, you're not on there and people like expect you to do something incredible. You already do something.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Now me, I get worried if anybody wants me to try out some type of TikTok dance. Like my kids or the grandkids sometimes will want me to try to do that stuff with it. It's a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
There's some really talented people on there.
Yeah, and from my experience, grandparents are trending, so I say give it a try.
That's true. If your grandmother's on there, maybe it's my time to shine.
I think so. I'll hook you up with her. I'll put you guys in touch. You could do a joint TikTok.
Well, if she's willing to try some of the dances, I will do those with her.
Oh my God. Oy vey, as she would say. Oy vey.
So the new song that you're putting out is Lost and Found. When does it come out?
The song itself is out on May 19th, and the music video comes out the following week on the 26th.
Very nice. I love that you did a music video.
Thank you.
That's very retro.
This music video is extra retro because it was just a friend of mine. A friend and I went up the coast to Big Sur, and we shot it on a Super 8 and like switched off shooting it.
Love it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So what's the song about? What inspired you to write it?
So yeah, the song, it's one of my favorites because it's pretty vulnerable. I would say essentially it's kind of a song about survival in a way. I wrote it about two people who are very close to me were struggling with addiction. And I myself am sober for a few years now.
Congrats.
Thank you. And I was really terrified and I was in a lot of grief. And I also know like I can't heal for anybody else.
That's right.
But I was really doing a lot. I was trying to manage the situation and I just kind of wiped myself out. And so I just went to my community, right, and asked for help and support. And it kind of just got me through this difficult time. Both those people are now sober, thank the heavens. But yeah, I mean, I was lost in grief and I was found in the arms of my friends and fellows, right? Like that's the easiest way to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. So do they know the songs about them?
I don't think so, but if they were to hear it and if they were to hear me talking about it, they might know.
Yeah.
But
we already know it had a happy ending, so that makes it better.
Exactly. And I think, Shore is inspired by two specific people, but there's like a much larger message because, everyone has their own dark night of the soul to traverse, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like, don't give up. You are loved. Someone will hold you and help you through this type of vibe.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Was it cathartic, writing it, getting it out there?
Oh my God, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I went to that piano just like so exhausted emotionally. And I was like, music, it's a cliche for a reason. Music is healing. Music is healing, and it gave me some sense of containment in like a very chaotic time.
Yeah, and music's so good for that because it can put us, you know, in a specific moment in time, or it can invoke a specific feeling. You know, we use it for so many different things, and there's so many different genres of music. You know, it's all on kind of personal taste, that type of thing. You've got a terrific voice. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good. Really good. It's a voice that causes you to feel emotion.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really good. It was really good. When did you write the song?
I think I probably wrote this song. God, I don't know. I wish I had consulted my binder, my little songbook. Probably 4 years ago now, 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, maybe actually. Yeah, probably 3. It's been a little bit, but I'm happy it's finally seeing the light of day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you if you were writing that during our quarantine time.
Yes, I probably was. I was doing a lot of writing during that time.
Well, it's a good time to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't anything else to do.
Yeah,
you could, what was it? Everybody was making banana bread or something.
Yeah. You know, I don't need to add banana bread to the list of things I was snacking on. I was like, I'm just going to write some songs. Banana bread and I are not safe together.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, no.
And I'm celiac, so I'm not supposed to I can't do wheat.
Yeah,
so you can't do wheat?
Yeah. You know what, Michael? There's a lot of things I can't do. And people want to say I'm high maintenance. I'm telling you, it is not fun. Okay. I would rather be very low maintenance about food. Like, it is not fun.
Yeah, me too. I always say, you don't want to invite me out for dinner.
No.
Yeah.
But whatever, you know,
you can make banana bread gluten-free though.
I know. Here's the truth. I was just lazy. I was just lazy.
Although if you make it, and I'm not a cook, but my wife's a pretty good cook. You got to put some yogurt or something in there because gluten-free stuff is so dry. You got to have something in there to moisten it up.
Coconut oil.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So to anyone who struggles with celiac, you're not alone.
Well, doesn't it make you sick when you eat the regular bread?
Yeah, of course. But actually, can I tell you something really wild? And I'll try not to go off on a philosophical tangent about our food industry in the United States. But
well, the show is called Too Opinionated. So.
Oh, perfect. Well, I have a few of those, sweetie. I actually lived in Italy for a semester in college. I was studying abroad. Yeah, it was terrible. No, I'm just kidding. It was amazing. And I could actually eat pasta and bread there because their wheat isn't poisoned. They don't poison their crops there the way we do here. Yeah. And I didn't get sick.
Really?
Yes, really.
I was supposed to go. We're it is kind of odd, but we're good friends with David Schwimmer's sister. and she's married to an Italian actor that has a vineyard there. And we were going over. My brother was living in Germany. We were going over to see him, and then going over to Italy. Well, that was 2020, so we didn't get to go. So I'm still waiting for my trip to Italy.
Now you know you could freely eat the pizza and the pasta.
I know. I'd be scared to try. It's been like 25 years since I've had regular.
Oh wow! So you were celiac before it was hip.
It took almost a year for them to figure out what I had, because now it's just a blood test. But back then, I mean, it took forever because they have to just eliminate stuff to try to narrow it down. So it was the late 90s, not the best time for me.
No, I was eating pizza Lunchables. Like, my mother was literally poisoning me, unbeknownst to her.
Yeah, I was eating that back then. I thought I was just unhealthy, so I was eating Subway like every day.
Remember when Subway was healthy?
Yeah, we thought it was.
It's no Erewhon, sweetie.
Yeah, back in the 90s, the good old 90s.
Good old 90s, man. Rest in peace, Jerry Springer.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw that. He was fairly young. He wasn't that old. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. We went all over.
I have ADD, so this is perfect for me. This is my brain just all the time.
You know, my son has that helps me with the podcast. And he like finally got fed up with it and went and got on some type of medication. And he's so focused now. Like he wears me out. He's so organized and focused.
Wow. Yeah, I was taking some ADD meds in high school and college, but I feel like it kind of cut me off from my deeper emotions.
I've heard that before from people.
I need those feelings, you know? I need those feelings.
Well, you just have to, you have to have an environment where you don't have a lot of distractions. And then you'll be more focused.
I mean, my brain is the environment with the distractions. So
yeah, mine too.
I don't know about that, Michael.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So before this song, what were you, what made this one the one to release? What made this one the first?
This is actually the third single off the record.
Oh, very good. Okay, so what were the other two?
The other two. The first one was called Clothes in the Kitchen.
Yeah.
A very fun, like kind of.
We like that one.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, that one. And I think there was Somebody Else's Man.
Yes, that was the last one released.
Yeah. I liked Somebody Else's Man. My wife liked the other one.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I mean, I like both of them, but that's the one I like.
Yeah.
But she was the opposite.
Interesting. Yeah, you would think maybe.
Yeah, she was there. She's really good. She works for Live Nation, so she's very, into the music scene. So she's always got music playing. So she was immediately adding it to. She was adding it to Spotify. So.
Oh, I love this. Oh my God.
Yeah, so you're on the list. So now, when she's doing whatever she's doing and playing her music, every once in a while your songs will pop up. So now I'll hear them. Yeah.
Wow, we got to send them to some Live Nation execs. Come on.
She could do that. She's been there. She's been there for 25 years. She's been doing that.
Okay.
Started there in college. That's where we met. We were both working for Ticketmaster at the time. And it took years before we finally went out, but we ended up getting together. And I moved on, but she stayed with them. And when Live Nation came in, she's still there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She knows a bunch of stuff that maybe we shouldn't talk about on this podcast.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick funny story. It's not really funny because it was awful for her, but this difficulty they had with Taylor Swift and the tickets.
Minor hiccup.
Well, she had somebody reach out to her some way, back channel or something, and she helped them to get tickets. It wasn't anybody she knew, just a customer that managed to get a hold of her. Well, that customer posted her phone number online in a bunch of sites that help. And just overnight, she had like 2,000 emails from people wanting help getting tickets. Like she had to go to IT and have them fix that so that she wouldn't, because it was, it was overwhelming.
I hope she changed her phone number.
No, she kept it, but they did something so it kind of filters all that out. Yeah, I know. That's what I would have done. I would have got a new phone, but I guess she's had it for so long she didn't change. Yeah. It was a rough couple of days.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, but wow, yeah, it's there's a lot of opinions about that. I mean, I would love to ask you, but I'll let you continue on with this interview.
Ask me offline. I'll tell you.
Okay.
I give you the dirt.
Okay.
What when you were just starting out, were you always solo or did you play in a band?
Yeah, so I guess I still consider myself solo. I've always had different hired guns supporting me.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of cool when you say it that way.
Yeah, like I've always had a band because my type of music, as you know from hearing it, it's not really a single guitar kind of, I mean, it's challenging for me when I get asked to do an acoustic set. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I really like to have the fullness of all the instruments. And so
That's what we
I've always
liked
had a
about it.
band. Thank you.
Yeah, it was. I mean, not that acoustic isn't really good, but it was nice having the full band behind you.
Yeah. So I've luckily found a lineup I really love out here in LA. And I hope it sticks, but it's like I wish it was like the good old 70s where we all got into a van together and did our
You
thing.
don't still do that?
No, apparently rent is too high in LA. So it's musical chairs literally over here. Unless you're like
I'm
related
pretty
or
sure
something.
my stepson's in a band, and I'm pretty sure they've got a van that they travel.
Michael, I wish I could say a van would do, but I need my things. I need comfy pillows.
So you need like a tour bus.
I would like to manifest that. Can we call your wife about getting me a tour
Yeah.
bus for Live Nation? Yeah.
I'm sure we can make that happen. You can do whatever. Every once in a while you'll see the people that have bought like an old school bus and turned it
Yes.
into.
I think Taylor Swift did that. Our girl who shut down the internet.
Boy, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm all about upcycling. I'm very eco-friendly. So an old bus to a tour bus. That's
All right.
on brand.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Do you prefer to play live or in studio?
Oh man, I love playing live.
Yeah.
I love playing live. I mean, there's nothing like it. There's no high like it. It's just absolute magic. And the thing I love about playing live is that to me, it's probably the only art form where something happens in the moment and it could never happen the same way again.
Yeah.
I'm sure like you could say that about painting, and in the studio, the same could be true if you're recording it live, but I just love that body heat and the reactions. And
yeah,
it's just amazing.
Yeah, there's something about live music that's just better.
Yeah.
Even
Live
though
music.
you're not, you don't get it manipulated as much. So maybe it's not technically better, but it's better.
It's better because, I mean, it is just the human instrument, it's and like I don't ever play with tracks. Like my music is 100% actual instruments.
I like that. Yeah.
So and I've learned, and I think live also helps me let go because I'm a perfectionist in a lot of ways, and it just helps me be imperfect and like be a human being inside of the music, right?
Have you brought your grandmother up on stage yet?
Oh my God. I should. And funny story, my grandma, I actually think I get my voice and my ear from her because she plays by ear, piano by ear, and has a beautiful singing voice. And if I say this, Gail and Ben are going to want me to give it to them. But I have an EP, I think, from like 2001. Or no, I was 10 years old.
Oh,
so
I think I want it.
My grandma and I went to the studio together and recorded a few songs together.
Oh, I bet she loved that.
Yeah, it was cute, but it was like fucking show tunes. Sorry, am I allowed to curse on here?
You are.
And to this day, like I sing soul and rock and roll, and she's like, "Honey, why can't you just do a couple show tunes?" Like, Grandma, it's not going to happen. But
see, now you need to redo that with her and sing the show tunes.
Yeah, but she has fans. My grandma has fans, man. Grandma Selma is a star. So I should include her in some merch. That's a good idea.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I could definitely see like a picture of her on a t-shirt with some type of saying.
Yeah.
I think that could sell.
Yeah. You totally, I have a brainstorm now. Thank you.
It's these type of ideas is what keeps me on the air.
Yeah.
I just keep bringing the goods.
Feeding the awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's behind me. I was like, how'd you know that? My ass is right behind you.
Yeah.
So is the plan to eventually like release an EP or an album?
A full album. It'll be my debut album, and it's coming out this summer if all goes according
to plan. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to get a vinyl?
Yeah, yeah. I definitely, because we recorded this album live to tape.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's definitely an homage to the good old days. And so getting a vinyl would very much fall in line with that. I would love to get a vinyl. Yeah.
You got to get a vinyl.
I gotta get a vinyl. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. How long did it take you to record the album?
I did the first 2 singles a couple months before I went back in, because I think I was like testing it out and seeing how I liked the team and the studio. And then I went back in and did the rest of the tracks, like 7 more tracks. I was probably there for like 2 weeks at Sonic Ranch. Okay. But overall, it's been like a long labor of love. It's been at least over a year.
Yeah. Total. Yeah, well, that's not terrible. And in 2 weeks to actually get the stuff down, that doesn't sound too bad to me. But no, maybe that is. I don't know.
No, it's pretty good. I think I've just been kind of like very psychically invested in it for a long time.
What's that like? Like when you're waiting, you've got a release coming up, but you're having to wait before you put it out. I mean, to me, that would be nerve-wracking.
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
especially the first one.
It is. And I think for me, I get really caught up in vain shit, which I try to let go of. But it's not even just like being a perfectionist about how the mix and the master sounds and the order. It's also like, what picture of myself do I put on the cover? And
yeah, yeah, you could get in your head a little bit.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It ain't easy being a woman in rock and roll. Can I?
Over the years, have you learned to play any other instruments?
Does tambourine count?
For me, it does, because I have no rhythm, so that counts.
Yeah. I picked up the guitar years ago, and I could play a few chords, but no, I would say piano's really.
Apparently, you picked it up at 4.
Yeah, but then, I think my mom got rid of it and gave me fucking Barbies. I don't know. So I really
did you hang on to them? They can be collector's items.
Maybe. I should ask her about that. There was a lot of Barbies.
Well, so was it an actual guitar, or was it like a Spider-Man guitar?
No,
whatever was popular at that time.
I think it was actually like a small acoustic guitar.
Yeah, that's nice.
I have really been thinking about returning to it, and it's intimidating because it's a difficult instrument. I really have respect for people who are pros. It is.
Oh yeah, it's amazing what some of the ones that can do the tapping and stuff. It's amazing.
It's crazy, but yeah, I think it would give me freedom too on the road if I want to write on the road.
Yeah. Well, you can't carry I guess you could have a keyboard, but it's not as easy.
No, not quite as easy.
Yeah, that's not as good. So growing up, who were your musical influences?
Disney's Pocahontas.
Oh. I talked to her, Irene Bedard, that voiced her.
Really?
Yeah, she's terrific.
Wow. No, it's funny because I remember Colors of the Wind, I think, was like my first song with my guitar teacher. So 90s, so cute. What was I going to say? Musical influences growing up. It's funny. I think, let me just close my door. I think I was always kind of an old lady inside. I was really into Barbra Streisand already. When I was a kid.
Well, talk about a lovely voice.
Yeah, great voice. I would put little dances together and dance to her and Paula Abdul in this giant, big, fat, late 90s TV my parents had put in the house. And
there's a little that's 2 different ends of the spectrum. Not exactly the same music.
Not the same. And I also, I don't know if these were influences. I just remember, and my dad also had us listen to Phantom of the Opera when we were kids.
Oh yeah.
But I think really when I started to form my own identity around what really spoke to me and touched me, I was probably in my preteens and early teens. And that was the classics, Cat Stevens, The Doors, Fleetwood Mac, Janis Joplin.
Oh yeah.
Jimi Hendrix. Yeah. Aretha, obviously. But yeah, I remember really worshiping Janis Joplin.
I mean, those are pretty good influences.
Yeah, not bad. Knew what they were doing. I mean, for music, for life, not so much.
Yes, but that may have been why they were so good at music.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
Oh
think so
yeah,
too.
the darkness is rife with inspiration, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, and it can be very healing to get that out.
Yeah.
However you're doing it, whether you're writing music or if you're writing it just in a notebook or something, just to get the feelings out. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
What's the next song after Lost and Found? What's the next
The next one is called Pay the Priestess.
Oh, okay. What's that one about?
Oh, it's a fun one. It's it's like very, very different. It's not really heavy at all. I think Lost and Found is like a heavier one, but what's that one about? Nothing really specific. My producer actually, Adon Hodorowski, had sent me like some demo he was putting together, just a melody, right? And he's like, "Do you want to maybe write some lyrics to this?" And I just kind of like, I was like trying to think like, what is the melody saying? It was like kind of sexy and it kind of strutted a bit, and then I added a bridge, and it's just kind of about a woman finding her power, right?
Yeah.
And um, I think we've all been slighted, and if you've lived long enough, you'll have some romantic or even personal slights in your life, and it's
It
kind of
tends
like,
to happen, yes.
it's like a phoenix rising, and I'm back, and what now? Like, what are you gonna do now?
Yeah. That actually, I think, is a pretty good follow-up to this one, because this one is a little heavier. So something a little lighter, or a little more, not necessarily fun, but a little pick me up a little bit better.
It is fun, and that's actually true. Yeah, it's like Lost and Found is that, coming into the light after the dark night of the soul, and then Pay the Priest is like, all right, I know who I am now. Let's go.
Well, so the question is, what comes after that?
After Pay the Priestess,
Yeah.
the whole damn album.
So, did you write the album like where the songs are all kind of connected? Is there a theme, or is it just you're just putting different songs onto the album? Does it tell a story?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's like it's not really a conceptual album per se. It's not like Tommy from The Who per se. A rock opera might be in my cards one day, but I guess like
I bet Grandma would like a rock opera.
She would just ask me to take out the rock part. It's so noisy, honey. Really, I'm like, Grandma.
She might like the acoustic version better.
Probably. If there's a story, I don't know. I mean, I think here's my answer for that, actually. Each of the songs kind of have their own narrative arc.
Yeah.
It's kind of just hitting me now. I think that's how I like to write. Like, I like each of my songs to be their own self-contained mini stories. But thinking of it interpersonally, I think the whole story of the record is like me coming into myself as an artist.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like my debut record, and each song is parts of me, different parts of me, my struggles, my triumphs.
Yeah. See, I like that. I think it's those type of albums are fun to listen to, because you kind of go on a journey, with the musician.
Yeah, and I think a lot of musicians are pressured to maybe pigeonhole themselves. Like, what is your vibe? What's your genre? And so I don't really like to do that. And this record kind of is like, well, I don't want to just be one genre. It really explores quite a few.
Well, the songs we listened to, what struck me was they were all, I mean, you could tell, same singer, you could tell that, but they were all kind of unique. And I like that, because it is almost like reading a really good book of short stories.
Yeah. Okay.
Give you little glimpses each song.
Yeah. Yeah, I am a writer first. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Have you ever written anything outside of music?
Yeah, I actually went to film school.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so I focused in screenwriting and directing.
Mhm.
And I have a
That
book
could
of
that could come in
poetry.
handy with music videos.
It does, sir. It does. You're looking at the producer and executive, or executive producer and director. Yeah,
Writer, singer,
writer, singer, all of it. It really saves me time and
van
money.
driver.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been like sitting on a book of poetry. I'm trying to work up the courage to start releasing.
Oh, you should do that. If you can write music or songs, you should be able to write.
I mean, hello, Patti Smith, Leonard
Yeah.
Cohen, Jim Morrison. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Poet.
should do that.
Thank you. I will. Along with grandma merch. I'll put that on the list.
I know you've got some homework after this interview.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have plans to tour at some?
I would love to tour. And I need to talk to your wife about this. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you can.
I really would love to tour, specifically the South. I think there would be a good market out there, it seems.
Yeah, come out this way.
Yeah, I would love to tour the South. And of course the West Coast, but I think the South is kind of, it's easier in a way, like, how close you all are. And
yeah, you could actually drive around in a van.
Yeah,
here.
Exactly. And
we don't have the traffic that LA.
Exactly. And I think I like at least in Nashville, which I've been to a few times and I absolutely love it, is like there's a real desire and celebration of real fucking music in the South, like rock and roll and soul, and it's like alive there.
Yeah, you can find a little bit of everything. Where Nashville, it used to be just country, but it's not anymore. You can find about any type of genre that you want.
No longer.
Yeah. Yes, pretty.
A little
pretty
psychedelic
cool.
out there.
You need to tour though.
I know. I need to tour. Trust me, I know. I know. Working on it.
I'm gonna start looking for a school bus.
Thank you, sir. You know what? I'm gonna get you.
I feel like that's the missing link that's holding you back from.
Oh God, yes, the school bus and probably the band in the South. I probably need that link. But I'm working on that.
My stepson's in a band, so maybe they could just back you up when you're out here.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
You're in Virginia, you said?
West Virginia.
West Virginia. Now that makes me want to sing. What was it? West Virginia.
Country Roads?
Yes.
It's funny because anywhere you go in the world, you're liable to hear that song. Whatever country it's in, you're liable to hear it. It's a great song.
Great song.
And also we're very protective of that song. We love it
here. Yeah, you should. I would too.
That's our song.
I know. We have I Wish They All Could Be California Girls. I'm like, okay, I guess that's fun, but it doesn't make me want to cry.
Yeah. No, it doesn't make you want to go back home.
No.
Country Roads, you want to come home.
Yeah, Country Roads.
Yeah.
Who sings that again? I'm blanking out on his name.
It was John Denver.
John Denver, thank you. Gordon Lightfoot's on my mind because he just died.
I saw that. Yeah, he was pretty prominent when I was growing up. He did a lot of the late night TV show stuff. I saw him a lot perform.
He's a genius.
Yeah, really. Well, and his work was kind of poetic.
Oh, 100%. I did see him a few years ago, actually. Thankfully, it was the first and only time. Last time he was not looking great, and he wasn't really enunciating anymore. He seemed very tired. So I'm not surprised by the news, but I'm grateful I got to see him in person.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I got to see, not that he's gone, but Frankie Valli a few years ago. I've always been just a huge fan. And he can't quite hit the notes like he used to, but he still sounded pretty good, and he's got to be in his 80s.
Oh my God. Just to be doing that in your 80s is commendable.
I'll be lucky if my voice even survives that.
Oh, because you do a lot of talk at interviewing.
I think it's just one day it's just going to give out. I'll be like, okay,
No.
podcast is over. No more.
No, go to a voice coach.
I'll have to move behind the scenes. Maybe that'll be my son's time. He hates being on camera, so probably not.
Okay.
Yeah. We tried that. He did it with me for a while, and he's like, Dad, this is terrible. I'm just going to let me edit. I was like, okay. I kind of enjoy being on camera, so that's okay.
Great. You're a great interviewer. Very fun. I love it.
I appreciate that. See, now that's what I was waiting on. Now I've got the clip to play. Be like, see, I am good. Sheva said so.
And my word is God. No, I'm just kidding.
So what's next? Once you get the album out, what's the plan? Is it just start working on the next album, or do you have, is that when you tour? What comes next?
Yeah, I think what would make the most sense is really to try to set up a tour, even if it's small legs at a time.
Yeah.
Really get the sound out there. But I do have a few songs I'm really eager to lay down already.
That's exciting.
And honestly, I'd like to spend more time in the South, probably Nashville. Get some recording done out there, find a band, really make it happen, why not?
I like that, you're getting different parts of the country are becoming big music areas. Austin's terrific. New Orleans is pretty good with that stuff. So there's different pockets, and I think that's kind of neat. It's not all centered in Nashville anymore, although Nashville I still think is the best one.
Yeah, actually, Austin's really on my list. I need to go. I think what I really appreciate about Nashville, and again, I can't speak for what Austin is like yet, but it seems like Nashville is a working town and it will kick your ass. You can't rest on your laurels there.
No, I think that's fair because there's so many people trying to get there or to make it. And if you slow down, they're like, we'll pass you up.
Yeah, the talent's fucking crazy out there. I thought I was good. God damn. When I
you
went
are
there,
good.
Thank you. But I'm saying, when I went out there and I saw some of these women sing, holy shit, it's just, and I have mad respect for them. It's not like a jealousy thing. It's inspiring to do better, to be better.
Yeah, there's some really talented people out there, but I would put you right in there. I think your voice is terrific and your songwriting skills are really strong.
Thank you. Yeah, I would love
welcome.
to write for other people. That would be great.
Have you thought about trying the TV placements or movie placements?
Yes, of course. I just, I got to talk to whoever about that. I don't know much about it.
I'll make some calls.
You better be serious, sir. I'm going to follow up. I'm a businesswoman.
All right. We got some homework we got to work on.
Yes.
We're going to be done with the interview, and in a week or two, I'll start sending you pictures of like just deserted school buses.
Okay. Deserted school buses and the next great Lifetime movie hit. And we could put Somebody Else's Man. You know what? I think Somebody Else's Man would actually do really well in like a sad Christmas special.
It would. Yeah, right? I could totally see that. And that could be the whole story.
It's giving Alone on Christmas in a furry robe, Yeah,
you just have to wrap it up at the end with something, it has to have a happy ending.
Yeah, she goes to therapy or she finds love or something good happens for her.
She goes to the city. It doesn't work out.
Right.
It's a big, she moves to the city because of somebody. And then it's a disaster.
Okay.
So she has to move back home. Then she finds the love.
Cue John Denver Country Roads, the closing song.
I don't think I've ever heard Country Roads on a Christmas special.
Yeah, probably because it's way too expensive to place.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey.
Well, one day, let's hope Somebody Else's Man is too.
I think it will be. I think that was the one that was my favorite. I liked all of the music we listened to, but that one was the one I liked the best.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. So Lost and Found comes out on the 19th.
Yes.
Yeah, that's coming pretty fast. That's like a couple weeks.
Tell me about it. I know. And Oh man, it's been such a journey and just learning to let go. Just let it go, let it go, let it flow. Cause I just can hold on so tight to all aspects of the project, right? If it was totally up to me, you'd never hear the fucking album.
I get that. I totally get that. Yeah, at some point you just have to say, all right, I'm putting it out there. I'm taking that step.
Yeah,
Let's see
throw
where
my
it goes.
baby out into the waters.
You have to.
Yeah.
They got to learn to swim.
I know. Got to learn to swim and make Grammys.
My granddaughter starts swimming lessons this summer, and she's taking the lessons from the same person that taught me to swim when I was probably her age. So, at that time he was probably in his early 20s, so now he's about 70 years old. He's still teaching swimming.
Should this man be teaching people to swim?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not sure he should have ever been teaching, because his philosophy is, if the kid's scared, you just throw them in.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, that did not help with the fear.
No.
So I'm a little concerned because I know what she's going into.
Wow.
And she's so, she's fearless and kind of happy all the time and stuff. I'm like a little nervous. I know what's coming. But he does, he's good at what he teaches. I mean, he's been doing it for 50 years, so I guess he knows what he's doing.
Oh my God. Let's hope the reflexes are tight.
Yeah. Yeah, now that I say it out loud, I was like, why is he still teaching?
Yeah, I'm glad we talked about this, Michael. You might have to find
I may have to step in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Sheva, thank you so much. This has been just a blast. Yay. And I appreciate you waiting on me because my dumb ass had the time down. It's
all good. I get it. ADD brain.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
and it's weird because usually I have to have a schedule. So normally each day I've got a time that I start interview, and it's a little different depending on the day. Thursdays I normally start at 3:30, but for some reason I wrote down 4 o'clock. I don't know. Yeah,
I know people believe in that shit, but we're in it.
Yeah, we are. I know a lot of people that do. Mm-hmm. I worry that they may be right.
Yeah, that's all I'll say. Happens to be today.
So a couple of things, before we wrap up. I think we've covered it, but anything else that you're working on that we can kind of keep an eye out?
Let me see. Yeah, I'm going into the studio next week to kind of tape a live performance, like a live set, which I'm really excited about. I've never done it before. That is exciting. Yeah, and so I'll probably start leaking those out, getting some live versions of the tracks that you guys can look forward to.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And also some live versions of yet to be recorded music.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So
you're gonna be busy.
Huh?
You're gonna be busy.
Very. I am busy. Thankfully, I'm grateful to be busy, but man, the amount of lists I have. But yeah, I think that's what I could think about. And honestly, just hopefully some show announcements soon.
Yeah. It's coming.
Yeah. It's coming. I'll keep you in the loop.
Summer's coming. Yeah, you have to. You got to let us know what you're up to.
If you have any great musicians out in West Virginia besides your stepson, you got to let me know. Let
me tell you. Of course, I'm biased, but he can play any instrument. It amazes me. Like he joined drum corps when he was in high school.
Okay.
To play drums, which is what he played. But they had too many drummers in this drum corps, so they asked him to play trumpet. So he learned trumpet in a day and played trumpet.
In a day?
In a day. It was amazing. Yeah. So then he joined this band, an actual band, to play either guitar or bass is what he was thinking to play, but they already had that. So they needed somebody to play keyboard. Same thing. He taught himself to play in a day or two.
Okay.
Now he's their keyboardist.
A prodigy, I believe.
Yeah, he amazes me. It also, makes me want to kind of punch him because I've got none.
How old is he?
Let me see. He's 22.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. He's just going to be crazy by the time he's 30.
I know. He's so talented, but he's starting his family. You know, he's his second child's on the way, and
his second child. I'm
yeah.
31. I don't even have a fucking pet. Damn, they really do.
We're going to start. We got plans though. We're going to start with a bus.
Oh my God, I'm having a baby.
We'll go from there.
It's 9 tracks. The baby is 9 tracks.
Yeah. Then we'll worry about the rest.
Yeah.
Okay. So last thing before we wrap up, I keep going off on tangents. Where can we find you on social media? Where can we find Lost and Found on social media?
Okay. So my Instagram is Sheva, SHEVA.Elliot, ELLIOT. And then I have a website as well. And I actually will be posting the pre-save link for Lost and Found tomorrow on my Instagram.
Nice.
And you can hear me on all streaming platforms. So
yeah, your website's really well done, by the way.
Thank you. And you can actually, I think there's like a link that says like join the coven, and you can send me your email so you could be added to my list and find out about like special.
I want to join the coven.
Come on into the coven.
I've never been in a coven, so it'll be my first.
You'll be our next male sacrifice. Just kidding. But yeah,
if you need a dead body for a video, I'm your guy. You don't want to give me any lines though, maybe a grunt, but that's it.
Perfect. So you can get in touch with me via my website, Instagram, Facebook, and listen on all of the platforms.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. I think it's going to do very well. It's a lovely song. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Sheva. This has been the best. You have to come back.
I would love to.
Yeah. Unless you just want to come, tour through town, then that'd be fine too.
And have some
We'll do it live if you do that.
Oh my God, that would be fun. I could do like a little song.
Yes. Yeah, we've got a nice little studio here. We could set it up. There you go.
I'm not kidding. I'll let you know, Michael.
All right. The door's open.
Okay, great.
We're still in the South. We can leave the doors open.
Yeah, it's unlike LA where I need a padlock just to leave the car.
Yeah, no. I know. All right, Sheva, hold on one second. All right, so that was the talented Sheva Elliot. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I went off on a few tangents, so my apologies, but I had just the best time talking with her. That was a lot of fun. She has got an incredible voice, and she's a really excellent songwriter. So definitely check her out, Sheva Elliot. The new song comes out on May the 19th. It's called Lost and Found, but definitely go and check out some of her earlier work. I think you'll really enjoy it. She's kind of unique, but in a really good way. Just terrific, and obviously a lot of fun to talk to. So I hope you enjoyed that. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you're finding us for the first time, you could definitely help us out if you're so inclined. We'd really appreciate it. It's free. It's easy. If you prefer to watch, our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Just hit subscribe. That's all we need. Just hit subscribe. It's easy. If you listen, then wherever you're listening to your podcast from, or wherever whatever application you're using, just subscribe there. That'll help us as well. Really appreciate that. We're closing in on 600 episodes. So proud of that. You can find all of them, audio and video, on our website, meistercon.com. So definitely check us out there as well. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.